Good evening, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, October 21st, 2021. This isn't financial advice, it's educational. Click the subscribe and the bell to be notified when these videos come out. Click the thumbs up and share the video. We're talking about the greatness of the graph as well as the relentlessness of RLC or iExec. The intraday updates are on that Twitter link below if you care to be engaged with my intraday tweets. In the meantime, we're looking at the graph relative to dollar. Before we get into that, let's go straight into the fact that my current position hasn't changed. I'm at 81 cents over these random, I layered into the trade at multiple entry points through time, lowering my cost basis to 81 cents on average per graph token. I am 100% in terms of the risk capital I want in it, and I feel comfortable where I am. We're in fact finally higher than 81 cents. We'll go into that in a second, but let's make sure everyone on this video who's listening recognizes the three things I cover. For the graph, I look at the graph US dollar pair. I also look at the graph relative to the Bitcoin pair, which is what I call the inner strength. And then I look at Bitcoin itself. These three are actually an equation below, and they actually work. And if you do the math, this is an actual mathematical equivalent of what I'm talking about on the top here. Now, let's go straight back to the markets, recognizing that now. The first one, which is the graph relative to dollar. Well, we're starting to poke our head out of this, over this line, which is very interesting. We're a little over 95 cents. I think, I'm not sure that this is going to be a straight-on takeoff like New Cipher. It could be just a rapid walk up, but it's hard to say right now if we're in a proper breakout. However, we are over that line in relatively sharp order. Now, the current price is 95.16. Current support down here is around 88 cents. So we broke through the 88 cent range. This is honestly one of the few altcoins that are up today, and I guess we all kind of know why. Now, let's go over to the graph relative to Bitcoin. Again, we broke through this channel, which is a good sign, a very good sign that maybe we are in for a reversal. Look, we're kind of on the nosebleed on the other end of the range. We're pretty much buried 6 feet under over here, but our support line's around 1191, and since touching toes here, we just took straight off. So the inner strength could not be stronger at this point. We may have some resistance up in the 1577 range, but this is kind of a fluid situation here. It's been really defying gravity today in light of all things negative on Bitcoin. So clearly, inner strength kicking into great gear here. So obviously, look at the graph's inner strength is up 14%, while Bitcoin is the other way. So, a great story to tell here. In terms of how well the inner strength of the graph is doing. Now, let's go over to RLC. And RLC, I'm also in at $5.04. Again, layering into the trade through time. Not where I want to be in RLC yet. And RLC is under a little bit of pressure today. Let's go take a look at the US dollar pair. We are somewhere between, we're now 423. So looking like we couldn't hold ground here. So we're still now stuck between 381 and 432 right now. I think after this little Bitcoin drop today, we will probably start to see, we'll see Bitcoin start to rally, I think, a little bit more tomorrow and help the altcoins that couldn't do it on their own. In this case, RLC had a little bit worse resistance. Now, taking a look at Bitcoin dominance, you could see we were down 1.64%, and RLC Bitcoin is only up 0.76. It should be up at least on a percentage basis what Bitcoin dominance would be down. It's probably confusing, so I'm not going to go into the laborious explanation, but Bitcoin going down is typically good for the RLC Bitcoin type pairs or the graph relative to Bitcoin pairs. So you should see an offset of equal amount on a normal average token. This looks a little weak for RLC, and we know the use case is bigger than that. So RLC, I think, will probably kind of go sideways for a bit. but soon to come, it could be a bounce. Where's the bounce? Well, the bounce on the RLC Bitcoin pair right now we're at 67.25, and looking like we're staying properly over the 65.34 range. We also have a resistance area up here at 71.95. Hoping we can get here soon so we can start seeing a formidable rally on RLC on the dollar pair. Now let's look over at Bitcoin. Bitcoin definitely having a little bit of a problem today, but look, this is, what are we? Like, we're going to complain because we went from 66 to 63. Look where we've been, down to 40,000 over here. And let's not forget, down here, back in July, we were at 30,000, even 29 and change. So we've come a long way, baby. So we're going to see how this thing pans out. We still have another 2.5 months, 2 months and a week and change. So there's plenty of time between now and the end of the year. I still think we're going to hit that 80,000 squarely in the nose. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Now, this has been kind of really shaking up today. And it's crazy because Bitcoin dominance going down, but altcoins were going down, generally speaking, as well, which clearly means Bitcoin went down way too much today on a relative basis. So as you can see here, we were up 47.42 throughout the day. We came all the way down to like 45 and change. We even wicked out at 45.5. I think we're going to continue maybe a small bouncy boo off this bottom line of support or sideways action. I don't see much more downside on Bitcoin dominance. Why? Well, let's just remind everyone about this giant W formation that's happening right now. Now, it might be interesting to see where we might start potentially struggling at the 48 range, where we kind of like hit peak here in the middle of the W back in July. We're going to have to keep our eye on this because this shape could change from a W to something else. I still think we're going up to 60 based on the overarching Bitcoin price action in dollar terms, but we will continue to monitor this. In the meantime, again, let's just take a look at the graph. This is beautiful show today on the graph. We've really come a long way on this one. I think we're cruising north from here. Graph relative to Bitcoin also. This is abnormally sharp in terms of people really wanting to get a position in the graph, as well as over in RLC. I think it's a good buying opportunity for those that don't have any. You might be able to get it a little cheaper here, all depending on where Bitcoin dominance goes, as well as Bitcoin. I think we need to see for RLC. I think RLC acts better when Bitcoin is on a positive trend for this particular pair. It kind of relies on Bitcoin. But also, there are points in time where RLC's inner strength takes over. Anyway, it is 6:24 p.m. I'm out. Have a good night, everyone.